All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another episode of Fake Radio through Zoom. We got the candle going. Late night vibes here. You want to introduce yourself? We got a new guest here.
What's going on, everybody? I go by Echezona, recording artist from the city of Boston. It's a pleasure to be here, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, 100%. So what music did you grow up listening? Like when growing up, little kid, what music did you listen to? What your parents play for you?
So Nigerian music. I'm
Yeah.
of Nigerian descent,
Mm-hmm.
and so growing up, it was always Nigerian music. Nigerian music is literally the foundation for everything that I do now.
Mm-hmm.
Rapping to performing to even belting out melodies and stuff like that.
Good.
I used to grow up imitating what I would see on the TV when they showed us music videos. So it was that, and then jamming 94.5, Boston
Yeah.
radio station.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's from the city knows what that meant.
Yeah.
As a kid, so I grew up listening to that, and there are hits and melodies that are still stuck in my head from just a younger age that I admired, and they stuck. And so
Yeah.
that was my foundation. My foundation, basically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so how'd those musical influences transition into you rapping, singing, all that stuff?
Um. So, what it was is I was just very big on, you know, there's this saying they say about like life imitating art,
Yeah.
and I, in real time, in real life,
Mm-hmm.
would just dance along to what I saw. If I saw
Yeah.
somebody cool in the video, I would do it. Just in my own living room, in my own space, in front of the mirror, I want
Mm-hmm.
to be like them on the screen.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, when I started realizing that I had a knack for rapping and freestyling,
Yeah.
I got to put my own touch, my own spin on what I grew up seeing, what I grew up hearing. And, it was until I started getting on stage and performing and getting comfortable that I realized, like, yo, this was in me all along. Everything that I was so in love with, everything that I was so fascinated with, from the artists to how they moved, how they moved their hands or how they displayed their creative process online. Like that to me was impressive.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And so did you like start like freestyling in front of your friends and then it transitioned into performing and stuff like that?
Yes, sir. I was eight
Or
years old. I was at the Boys and Girls Club. That was where
yeah.
I had my start um, with music as a,
Mm-hmm.
as an artist. So I would freestyle with my friends, and they weren't very good. We were just like putting words together, and then I started. And everyone was like, "Yo, you can really spit! Like what?"
Mm-hmm.
And then lo and behold, it became my passion. It became my life. It
Yeah.
became my journey. So
That's what's up. So you got the new project out, Self Care.
yes, sir.
So when we had Clark on the show, you were there, and I mentioned the beat tape to him, and he was like, "Oh, Eche is getting on that," and so here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah. So did he make his beat tape like before you decided to get on the project? Did he release it before? So he.
So the self care beat tape
Mm-hmm.
he had put out.
Yeah.
Never told him anything about, oh, I'm about to. No, it was just he put it out and I was listening to it. I was supporting. And so it got to a point where freshman year at the same school with him,
Mm-hmm.
I had been listening to it in my free time and just scribbling down notes. I was going through a tough time adjusting to the new climate,
Yeah.
dealing with my own personal things, and
Mm-hmm.
it became therapy, just writing out to those beats. So eventually, I got to a point I was like, "Yo, Clark, man, we got to set up a studio session. I got something.
Word.
I got something."
Mm-hmm.
Because he had made it in his Instagram post. He made it a point to like invite artists who wanted to
Right.
be on it, do
Yeah.
it. And a lot of people don't seize opportunity like
Yeah.
I. So I went ahead and did it in 2 sessions. The first half and then the second half, done. Was left to mix and mastering, and then we said, like, this is gonna be dope.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and that's honestly, I could go into depth about that rollout, but man, that's the best rollout I've ever done for anything. It was really
Yeah.
the first in-depth rollout about like taking a risk. We decided we was gonna put it all out in one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a risk we took, and
Yeah.
it came out great. So
Yeah. No, I think I have about like 6,500 songs saved onto my phone. I think the full self care thing is I think the longest song on my thing. So
Word.
you won with that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. No. Um. And so you talk about like rollout and stuff like that, because you have the tape like in all separate songs.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you released that like right before everyone got quarantined. Did that like impact the
That-
rollout or?
That's the craziest part.
Yeah,
It, I didn't see it coming.
yeah,
I was just excited that I got to put that out before I went on spring break, and I actually happened to. I just recently signed this deal. I'm being managed now by this team
yeah.
under the name of Comatose Records.
Okay,
Shout out to them. But yeah, so my whole plan was to just get this music out before I sign with them.
yeah,
Now they're gonna be, really pushing me to the next level, and um, they're gonna give a promotion and marketing strategy that I would never be able to give by myself.
word.
So my whole goal was getting it out before then. Before I
Mhm.
sign, let me get it out before then, so it's not an issue. I can, this will be like my last independent release for a while. Anything else you hear out from me will be from SoundCloud. But
Yeah,
yeah, lo and behold, that project, for it to come out before quarantine, and people saying like, "Wow, this is perfect quarantine music." That was great.
yeah. It's literally called self-care.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Yeah,
and to see that even while the split into 7 songs, like people are still bumping the one with it all together because
yeah,
it's a different vibe. You know what I mean? Like that
yeah,
that came pure, and even me and Clark just joking on the outro like that was,
yeah,
so yeah, nah, not to talk too
yeah.
much. That was definitely perfect timing, and
Mhm.
I can't credit nobody else but the
See,
people who listen. So
fun fact though is that when you released it all in multiple parts was the same week that we were originally going to do the
right.
interview,
Yes,
and I was like, word, perfect timing, this is going to be dope. And
yeah,
then everything happened. I was like, oh shit, yeah, we can't,
crazy,
yeah,
crazy. You know, man, you never know. And but I'm definitely glad we got to circle back and do this again.
yeah, no, yeah. Nah, so you talk about how writing is, I saw an interview, you talked about how writing was like therapeutic for you, songwriting was therapeutic. And you talk about on the first song on the tape. You want to get more in depth in your kind of writing process, that how you have like rituals or anything you do?
Um, that's a great question. I think
Yeah,
honestly speaking, um, I have a book that I usually write all my rhymes in.
yeah,
If I don't have that book on me, I'm writing in my notes app.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, so honestly, man, these days it's just writing cool ideas. Out of nowhere, I'll come up with this dope metaphor or this dope play on words that I have to jot down as soon as I can. Um,
Mm-hmm.
these like bursts of like creativity that come out the blue. Writing for me is just me jotting in real time, like everything that's going on. Doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
what, as long as it's pure, as long as it's true and it's authentic, and I can actually talk about it. So writing for me is everything. Writing saved my life, man. I
Yeah,
can't tell you how much, like, especially in these walls, like, not being able to go out and stuff like
exactly.
that. Like, man, the things I've been, I recently tweeted like 1 song a day. Like that's been my
Yeah,
goal. Like every day, it's one thing or another where like I've been able to write down at least whether it's a verse or something.
exactly.
Sometimes I hit creative walls, but I go through a lot of emotions. I'm happy and
Yeah,
I want to write something. A girl got me mad. I gotta write something.
yeah,
It's my
yeah.
best way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the most fruitful way because I don't lose. Like that's always my bounce back from
Mm-hmm.
anything. I end up making a great song that somebody else can relate to and feel and go to sleep like enjoying. I
Mm-hmm.
win.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I'm thankful for writing, man.
yeah. No, do you, so how many like, you don't have to say like specific numbers, but how many like do more people listen to the full thing, or do more people listen to like each song?
It's a great question. So
Yeah,
I literally go on Apple Music um,
yeah,
and see like based on the top songs list, and
mm-hmm.
based on the top songs list, the all in one is at the top.
Yeah,
Above there's a feature that I did that is the top song in
right.
total. Like
Mm-hmm.
when it comes down to what's next, self care, the whole thing,
Yeah,
seamlessly crafted is all the top. So I was like,
yeah.
wow,
No, I
like
saw that. Yeah.
that for me was really impressive. That said
Mm-hmm.
a lot. Like I knew the separation would be great. A lot
Yeah,
of people, it was a risk, man. Like people were like, what the hell? Like I got to skip to get to my favorite part, like whatever. But it had to be delivered to you in that way. I remember
yeah,
telling Clark too. Like, yo, bro, we got to put it all in one. He's like, dog, why don't you do it separate first and then put it all in one and then make? I was like, no, we got to we have to take control as the artist and say, you have to sit with this. Whether you skip it, whether you don't want to, fine, but you got to sit with this.
Yeah.
Marinate. And then I'll give you guys the graciousness of being
Yeah.
able to choose whatever separately. Like, that was me taking a risk and saying, like, yo, you got to feel it all in one. It's all big creative expression.
Yeah.
Like you said it best. Happy Eche, sad Eche, angry Eche, funny Eche. It's all
Yeah.
a collage. So you had
Yeah.
it at one point, yeah.
Nah. The last time I can remember an artist doing that was you. Are you familiar with Denzel Curry?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Blood In Blood Out tape.
Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that. He did
that's
all the one?
it's YouTube exclusive,
Okay,
or it's
wow.
like it's not on streaming services, but yeah, it's a 12-minute thing.
That's dope.
Yeah, no, it's what's up. Yeah.
That's dope.
Do you think that like, because a lot of your songs are like about a minute long, 2 minutes. Do you think that like short songs are kind of underrated, or are they like,
Very,
Yeah,
very underrated. And that's why I was cool with doing it the way I did. You know,
yeah,
people like, oh, you want it longer. No, you don't. No, you don't. Shut up.
yeah,
You haven't listened to it all the way through yet. Like,
yeah,
there's so many. That's the thing too. In the little 1 minute, there's so many bars and plays on words that you have not caught yet.
yeah,
Still to this day, I'm getting hit with like, yo, I just heard what you said in that shit. And
yeah,
so it's like, now that I realize, like, yo, we love the 3 minute, 4 minute songs. I know if I heard a 1 minute song from somebody like Drake or Kendrick or Cole, I'd be mad because, you know, I love hearing them like go like 10 minutes in deep into bars. But
mhm,
it's like, that was me capitalizing on the attention span of people. I'm saying, I'm going to make a fool of you guys out of the attention span that you guys have, because you guys claim y'all want the long songs or whatever, but y'all not even in the glimpse of moments. Let me see what y'all can take out of it.
yeah,
Y'all haven't sat with it yet. You feel me?
nah,
So that was me saying, all in one, it's 16 minutes. It's too long. Separated, it's too short. You can't win. You get
yeah,
what I'm
nah,
saying?
exactly, yeah,
So that's why I was like, it was cool. It was cool, and it was a test for me.
yeah,
Like, now, even if I were to perform these songs, it's dope because I can take certain songs and collage it and make, make a brief capsule in time of what the whole thing is. You get what I'm saying? So at a show, they give me like 5 minutes. I can squeeze 3 songs into one set, and it'll tell a story of its own. You know,
exactly,
that's what I think is cool about it. So,
yeah. Nah, people really like kind of expect like like extreme like opuses of like just long thing like cinematic things for like albums, but
mhm.
like it's so much easier to make a cohesive project when it's just like a shorter thing. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I've been
yeah,
telling
man,
people that for a while.
for sure.
Um, yeah. So you have like a very kind of specific tag that you kind of do in your songs. How'd you come up with that tag? When'd you come up with that?
So EC to the HE, and nobody do it better.
Yeah.
Some people say ain't nobody. Some people say and nobody. I say
Mhm.
and nobody, but it works either way,
Yeah.
just for grammatical sake. But it was my first song under my name. Like, everybody in my neighborhood, at my Boys and Girls Club, they call me Obama. And long story short, that was just a nickname they gave me for, around the time Obama was running for president. They noticed like I had a knack for speaking. I'm
Hmm.
a good orator, so that stuck. And so that was what I was being called when I would rap on stage. That was what I was being called when I was performing. So my first single, called Controversial, that was like my first introduction as me, the artist, as Eche. Like, I was going by Eche. So um that was the intro. That line that I said was the intro.
Yeah.
And so it stuck. It became a tag that I consistently used and used and used. And I was like, this is kind of sticking. And now everybody, when they see me, oh, you see today, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
nobody do it, but it's become a thing. It's become a phrase of its own, life of its
Yeah.
own. So I think it's cool because having a slogan, like, you're ill if you got a slogan like Metro Boomin wants some more,
Yeah.
like, that's ill. So I think
Yeah.
that's,
No,
but
I
yeah, that's what it
definitely
came about.
remember that shit. Yeah. Um. So you go to UMass Lowell now currently?
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
Are you what year are you?
I am well, I just finished my freshman year,
Oh,
so
yeah. Okay. Okay. So you're a little younger than me and Clark.
uh,
Yeah. Has that been like how has it been a positive difference like transitioning into that, or a negative difference?
I gotta give Lowell credit just for the fact that they gave me self-care.
Yeah.
Self-care. And it wasn't based off of the experience of Lowell. I was only like 2 months in, but it was a rough start.
Mhm.
And so I think I think it was more just me reflecting back on, like, I'm out of high school now, but I'm here. It's kind of taking on a new identity. If you notice in any of my music prior, like, I didn't really swear like that.
Mhm.
Um, when you're recording the Boys and Girls Club with the requirements that you can't swear, which is great. What that did for me now is amazing. But
Mhm.
now this is a record. This is my first body of work where, like, you hear it, like, the parental advisory logos on the album. Y'all hearing me raw and in depth. That was what it was. Lowell brought that out of me. I was by myself. I didn't even have a roommate in Lowell when I was first there. So
Yeah.
what that did for me was different,
Yeah.
different.
Where'd you
So
go to high school?
Weston High.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Word,
yeah.
word.
So
Yeah.
yeah, bro. I definitely I'm getting adjusted to Lowell though. To answer your question, I'm getting adjusted. It was gonna be great spring semester because I had just been now like making new friends and stuff. But
Yeah.
Corona, here we are. But
Yeah.
it'll get better. We got
Yeah,
faith.
you so you can't swear. You're not allowed to swear in songs that you record at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
was I was wondering that because I just noticed that like yeah, like met like people who I listen to who like went there. Like I noticed like like now because like a lot of them are like my age or like around my age. I'm like, oh, they're swearing now. Like yeah,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
wondering.
And I
Yeah.
was definitely a growth switch, and that's the thing too. Is it's tough because my parents, they listen to self care.
Mm-hmm.
Because my sister was amazed by it, my brother was amazed by it, and so out
Yeah.
of excitement, they show my parents. When I'm just like, yeah, I know they're not gonna get it. That's the tough part about being Nigerian or any ethnicity and putting on your parents like hip hop when they're not understanding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the swears they don't really get what's going on. They don't get the pain and passion behind it, but
Right.
it comes naturally. I don't swear just to swear, but it's like I remember getting told like, bro, like your music's cool, but like we just wish you sweared more. And so I already told you that they kind of put me in a list of like Kids Bop and Disney, and now it's like I'm letting the pen flow. If it
Yeah.
comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it does. I'll still make a whole song, and you won't have hear one swear, and it'll still
Yeah.
bang. You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of where
No,
that's.
that's interesting because at least from my experience with Clark and going to high school with him while he was making music, he would like perform at all the assemblies and everything because his music didn't swear, so it was
Right.
like convenient for him and
It
that, yeah.
worked exactly.
Yeah.
Same for me.
Yeah.
That was a plus. So yeah, nah, I definitely feel
Yeah.
that.
No, it helps out. And also I've noticed, how you say that like the swearing and your that stuff comes naturally. I noticed that like when you're ad-libbing or kind of when you're talking in your songs, like in the break in one of your songs, it's like it's very natural because a lot of people like don't know what to do when they like get on the song, like to like introduce to like rapping. They're like, oh hey, is like how have you kind of developed that like kind of natural way of transitioning and stuff like that?
I think just I was always taught by my mentor that there shouldn't be a dull moment when you're on stage.
Yeah.
I thank God for my talent of freestyling because in moments where I've forgotten my lyrics or something
Mhm.
like, something of distraction, I've been able to tap into that and people will never know.
Yeah.
Like the show continues to go on. So I think also I got to credit my father. My father, um, he is an MC at the Nigerian events that are held.
Okay.
He's very good with speaking.
Hmm.
He was also a songwriter. The songs that we sang in our church, the youth choir that I was in growing up, he wrote some of those songs. And so that power of speaking, that power of being able to connect, like that was always from him. My mother was shy, but I think a lot of the morals that I was speaking about came from her. So it's like a combination of those two. And what my mentor told me of just like keeping the people engaged and entertained.
Hmm.
So yeah.
That's what's up. Um, so who are your favorite artists right now?
Right now.
Yeah.
All right. Right now. Man, sheesh. Because every time I think I always gotta look at my library and see what I'm bumping because it's the usual
Yeah.
suspects.
No,
Like
exactly.
Drake. I came to a
Mhm.
realization a while ago. We can
Yeah.
say how we want, man. He's
Yeah.
one of those people that like I get mad when I hear Drake. When he drops something new, I get mad. You wanna know why? Because I
Yeah.
hear certain songs he makes like, damn, I should have came up with that shit. I could have came up
I,
with something better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like he drives me. Like I'll come correct with like, he'll make me want to write.
yeah.
But yeah, so Usual Suspects, Drake, Tory Lanez is dope.
Oh yeah, no, amazing. Yeah,
Um, who else? Lil Baby's dope.
word.
Mill's dope. Meek Mill's dope. I'm just looking off of my library, and then there's
Mm.
mass artists that are
Yeah,
pushing the culture. But yeah, those are just like well for what I'm seeing in my library. My
yeah.
idol still Kanye. My idol still Jay
Mm.
Z. Yeah, that's just a rough.
And you you freestyle in front of a very famous mass artist, Cousin Stiz. What was that experience? Like, how'd that come about? All that.
That was a great
that
segue.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Stiz is another artist who I'll listen to,
Yeah.
and it took me a while, man. Okay, let me backtrack.
Yeah.
Freshman year of high school, I remember my friends who were in the grade above, they were playing Cousin Stiz, and they were like, "Yo, like raving about Suffolk County."
Mm-hmm.
Freshman year, yeah, summer before freshman year is when it dropped. So I wasn't like I was blown away. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Like, he's not barring it up. He's not saying nothing crazy to me. I start to listen. I start to get a hold of it, and then the following summer he drops Monda, and that was like the soundtrack for my 2016, along with a lot of albums. But that,
Yeah.
I realized he was saying a lot without saying too much,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I studied. Was his way of saying one-liners and certain things that hit. It's the way he said it, how
Yeah.
he said it, the swag and where he said it. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, and realizing that he took influence from people like Gucci Mane, with the laid back cadences of trap and shit like that. Like, that was always inspiring to me. And it's a
Yeah.
person who's from my borough doing it. Like
Mm-hmm.
Dorchester, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Right.
So getting to freestyle for him, Clark set that up. It was after we had just won this Wild and Out competition at Bentley. UMass Lowell took the chip, and he was a performer. Clark said, "Yo,
Okay.
let me be backstage to meet him," because Clark had met him before, and it was dope. I dapped him up, showed him love. I said, "Hey, man, listen, I'm not about to be here trying to act like no fanboy or nothing. I'm gonna just tell you like this, bro. I appreciate what you're doing. You're putting on for kids like me,
Yeah.
just like you. Yeah, just like me." And I think that's dope to see a kid from where I'm from shine the way you're doing.
Yeah.
Freestyled for him. And if you could tell, like I was nervous. Like anybody else, you'd be nervous. Like even me,
Yeah.
I get nervous.
Yeah.
I'm old, but I get nervous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm rapping, I'm doing whatever. And crazy thing is his manager was there, Tim LaRue. And a few years back, I had remixed one of his songs. And I had put like this little storyline on the cover because I was a little salty 16-year-old kid trying to email Tim LaRue, and Tim didn't answer my emails.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna turn this into a song and make it a moment.
Yeah.
And that's a moment that we got to chop about in person. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
was dope. So
That's
kind
what's
of
up.
it was kind of a moment of like, degrees of separation. I always got told about that. Like, before you know it, you'll see how closer you get
Mm-hmm.
to the people you admire, the people you respect. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a moment. That was dope.
Yeah.
Flicked it up, chopped it up, and God willing, one day we'll collaborate.
Yeah.
That's all. Shout out
Did
Cousin.
he give you any advice or anything?
It's the usual, like to keep going.
Yeah.
He was amazed at how passionate I was and I was coming off the top.
Yeah.
And I think uh it was dope because I didn't even get to tell him, but his sister was in my rap group growing up back in the day. So
Oh, okay. Word.
I know his sister. We went to the same Boys and Girls Club, and he went to that Boys and Girls Club. But once again, you never know. It's crazy how paths collide. Like all the people I call my OGs, my big brothers from the neighborhood, he's friends with, he grew up with.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's he just told me keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that from everybody, but hearing it from him, it's like we getting there, man. We getting there.
Yeah.
So that was that. He's dope.
Yeah. No, I get this from like amongst the other mass rappers, like I feel like they kind of go like celebrity with it, but he seems like one of the more like most humble
Yeah,
people from that, yeah.
that was dope. Yeah, yeah, that was dope to see too. His
Mhm.
humility was ill.
Like he just seems happy to be there,
Right,
That's what's
right.
up. Yeah. So you talked about wanting to collaborate with him. So we do we started this game on the show. So we do a dream collabs, one person you know personally and one person who you don't know personally. Two people who you want to collab with.
Would you say like from here or like in the bigger industry?
Like someone who you don't know that normally people do someone in the bigger industry, but
Okay.
people have done some crazy names out there.
Okay. So I guess Cousin Stiz for the person I know
Yeah.
personally. I don't want to say personally, but hey, I know him now, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, I'll say somebody I don't know personally. There's an artist from here. His name's Saint Leor.
Yeah.
Um, he's fire. I heard
Mhm.
his album. Um,
Love his album.
so yeah, so I actually like I remember spinning that like a few weeks ago. Getting homework done. He's dope. He's dope.
Mhm.
He's Nigerian, so um,
Okay.
it'd be dope to do one with him. And yeah, I don't know if there's anybody else. I mean, Kanye West, man.
Yeah.
Kanye West, one day, one
Yeah.
day, one day, is either he produces something I rap on or we do something together. But
No, I feel that. Is he? Would you say he's your favorite artist?
yeah, man, just like in hip hop ever, like I just did a project on him and 50 Cent because of that sales battle they had
Oh,
and what
okay.
that hip hop. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
talk about that, but
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
important. Like
Yeah.
made it so that people like me could actually comfortably stand and rap. Because like I come from the hood. I'm from here.
Yeah.
Oh, but I grew up in a Nigerian household. I went to
Mhm.
church every Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't hide that about me. Like that's in everything. But I'm still aware of my environment, and so knowing that I didn't carry guns or didn't sell drugs, but still had a story that was appealing. He was one of the people. There are people who did it before him, but he took it to a point where it was like, okay, it was accepted for real. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that I'll forever be in debt to. Like he made
Mhm.
it cool. I used to tie a flannel around my waist in the 6th grade, 7th grade to be just like him. I
Yeah.
wanted the pants just like him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So aside from his how he acts as a person,
Yeah.
hey, I know the guy means well. I know he's not said some of the best things that we agree with.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna argue about the music, man. The music
Yeah.
is set in stone forever.
Yeah.
So that's my musical idol.
No,
And
I'd
then
agree. I'd say he's my favorite as well.
yeah.
Yeah. No. God's Country coming out soon.
Yeah, I heard about that. I
Yeah.
heard about that. The thing is too is like, hey, him doing Jesus is King. I know people who aren't much believers or whatever in the whole Christian faith. It might be different. For me being a Christian, it didn't hurt me. Maybe like I was, the bar work could have been better, but hey, I'ma still listen. I'ma
Yeah.
still
No.
listen because one day, like I gotta shake up the game like he's done um, over his entire career. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, it was like a lot about like his mental health and stuff like that. Like I'm not Christian, but like I
Mhm.
fucked with it because it was about his mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. He does a lot of singing and so, and you also do a lot of singing. I remember the first time I heard you on a song was the Boston Rise tape thing.
Yep. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah, doing a lot of singing on that. Is you like to incorporate a lot of singing in your rapping as well? Yeah.
Oh, so here's something so my mom from Jump Street, she said something to me about singing, something that Drake's dad told him. Uh, you have such a great voice. Like, why don't you sing more as opposed to rapping?
Hmm.
So I don't really know how to sing like that. Stop playing. Like I know how to hit good notes. Like with the help of auto tune, I'm a force, yeah, but like I'm not. I'm ill at rapping.
Yeah.
And people would see me perform with the auto tune mic. I remember we first got the auto tune mic at the Boys and Girls Club, and man, I would practice on that shit every day,
Yeah.
just practicing, seeing what Ye did. Because I seen Ye on the Yeezus tour do it. What
Oh,
he did with
okay.
auto tune mic, he's a
Yeah.
force. Like
Hmm.
just the way he bend the notes and do all that. Like and I love doing that anyway. I'll be singing
Yeah.
the songs and I'm adding extra harmonies in the back to it. Like it's what I do. I
Hmm.
love doing it. Um, and now I'm just trying to, invest more into my natural voice and not be afraid to showcase that. But my mom always told me my voice was golden and I should capitalize on it. And now look at me, I'm making Afrobeat records and I'm singing on all of them, and you don't hear a lick of rap like that. It's
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I think the whole thing of like listening to your mom sometimes, they're like, don't take it for granted. She's got some points on it. Both my parents, like my dad always said, why don't you make like Afrobeat songs too? Like you'd be a force.
Hmm.
I was really trying to hear it. Cause like I said, being Nigerian or any ethnicity and you're doing rap, they always frown upon it because they don't understand it. Even when you're pure, even when you're not swearing, they still don't get it because it's not their culture, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah. Now I'm incorporating a lot of the things that they told me I should incorporate, and it's making a bigger name for me now. So, yep.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. Do you have a favorite song that you've done?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this unreleased record.
Okay.
That's Afro beats. When the time comes, it'll be out in the world for it to hear. But I think what I did on it was special because I think it really touches base on, like, the hook says, um, it's an Igbo, but basically, like, I'm ideally saying, paparazzi follows me, money keeps calling everywhere I go, but through it all, I'll never change.
Yeah.
So, like, that to me is important. I can't wait to reach the point that, I can do all the superstar shit, but still be me. I
Hmm.
can't wait to and then be able to run into my people and they see I'm still me, even with the money, even with the fame, even with what I'm still me.
Exactly. Yeah.
That to me is gonna be my greatest achievement.
Yeah.
So, people always feel left out. People always feel out, out the mix and stuff. And so I can't wait to reach that point where I'm at that point where I can really be at the highest level, put on for my people, and
Yeah.
still be pure. So that was what that song is, and that's probably my favorite song I've ever done so far.
Yeah.
Rap song, I don't know, man. There's too many
Yeah.
favorites, man.
That's nah. I feel it's like your kids. Like you can't choose out of
Yeah,
that.
I can't, I
Yeah.
can't, I can't. I love them all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah. Nah. And so you got unreleased stuff. What's next for Echezona? What you got coming up?
great question. So I've been just writing in my crib. I have a
Mhm.
bunch of voice memos. I actually have a bunch of records that people have yet to hear.
Yeah.
Just from sending over voice memos and sending it to my team, and them sending me back like a rough idea of what the song could be like.
Yeah.
A bunch of those in my phone.
Hmm.
But I can't wait. I'm going to be taking a shift in my sound. My
Okay.
sound's going to be a big shift. So anybody who thought self care might have been too heavy for them, people are going to miss this self care era because it'll be a while before you hear me. Like, I'll still be on features and spitting and barring it up and rapping and all.
Yeah.
I'll always be writing, but you'll hear a shift in my sound. I won't say too much, but
Yeah.
it'll definitely be a new era in
Yeah.
my career.
Nah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And don't you have a song with Clark coming out as well?
Yeah, Clark asked me to send him a couple verses.
Okay.
I always he's been coming correct with his, man. He's barring it up. That's another thing
Mhm.
too. Clark definitely underrated as a rapper.
Yeah.
He's coming correct. So
Mhm.
he definitely brought the best out of me. But I got a couple records with him. I can't wait till when he puts it out. I think they're gonna be dope and it's ill because Clark is that guy, man.
Yeah.
He's a full threat in the city scene. So that's my
Mhm.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. I think we covered all the bases here. You know that this is up. Thank you for coming on. This
Man,
is
thank you
cool.
for
You know,
having me,
yeah,
bro.
this
Thank
is
you.
fun. Um, we got more stuff coming up. You know, in fake radio with you. So stay tuned. Listen to Self Care on all streaming services out now.
Sir.
Yeah. No. Thank you, man. All right.
Bye.
See. Till next time.